Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over 5 newer eyeshadow palettes that I have acquired and been giving a run at for over a month and a half now to see whether or not they're really worth the hype. I'm not going to put these in any particular order, so you know, number 1 isn't the best or whatever. I just want to dig in. They're sitting here in a stack. I'd like to be able to put them away, so we're going to talk about them today. Pat McGrath. I already owned this one. I've talked to you about this one before. It's the Bronze Ambition. The packaging of Pat McGrath cannot be beat. And these are just the little ones. The bigger palettes, which I would love to own, and can't make myself spend that kind of money on it. The bigger ones have even better packaging, but I love this whole file thing. It's got this file vibe, and they're very well protected and they're very well packaged. Inside, of course, is this heavy-duty plastic that covers the shadows, and then you have a nice mirror and you can close them up. It's magnetized, so you know, holds together very well. It's a little cumbersome for me to be undoing this, getting in here, open this up, take out the plastic, gouge the shadows with the plastic. One of the things that I found that I didn't really like very much about this palette, the more I used it, was the fact that I'm limited to one matte shade. It only has the one matte. The rest are some variation of a shimmer. And they're beautiful, but not really my colors. This one I feel like is a different situation. This is the Bronze Temptation, and same cumbersome thing, but the shades that are in here are more like the kind of shades that I reach for. And I have been using this one. This one here has this really beautiful green, and I love a green shadow. There is microscopic glitter in there, but for some reason when Pat McGrath does it, it doesn't end up all over my face. There are 2 mattes in this one. And I like that one's lighter and one's darker. This palette here, I actually do reach for and use. The colors are just spectacular. I don't put a lot of stock in finger swatches because, you know, you put it on your hand with your finger and it looks a lot better than it does with a brush on your eye. Pat McGrath shadows do, though, come off on your eye just like they swatch. I'm glad to have both, but I'll go back to, I might use this one every once in a while, but I really do like this one. And I've used this quite a lot since I got it. The next thing is Sydney Grace. I know you guys have heard me talk about Sydney Grace before. And I got this from Christmas from my friend Michelle from Cinnamon Girl Beauty. She knew how much I wanted this. I wanted this and it sold out, and I thought I wasn't going to be able to get it. But, she got it and sent it to me for Christmas. The lady who owns Sydney Grace is named Heather, and she makes all these shadows. I'm going to tell you something that you're going to call me crazy on. I think that Sydney Grace shadows are every bit as good as Pat McGrath. I do. And some of them may be better. You need to go follow her on Instagram. Follow Sydney Grace on Instagram because you'll get to see the new swatches of stuff that she has come out. But you will get exactly what you finger swatch on your eye with a brush. This is a Sonia G Worker Free. I know that it looks dirty, but it's been wiped off. It's not, okay? Let's just pick one. Well, you know I'm going to go for the green, right? So I'm just going to swipe that once. Okay, so there's the brush and there's the finger swatch. It's gorgeous. This is Sydney Grace's first complete palette. Now, I know that the reason that it's probably shipped the way it is because it prevents shadows from breaking. But, you know, just like most places when you buy a single shadow, Sydney Grace shadows come, you know, in the cardboard box, says Sydney Grace, and then you take it out and put it in your Z palette. When this palette ships, this part comes on its own, and then all of these shades are in their individual things. Okay, now this is magnetized, of course. They're in there good and snug. It's got a magnetic closure on it and a really nice mirror. But you take them out and put them in. It felt like almost like I was working a little puzzle, you know. I'd look at the name of it, take it out, find where it says on here, because it actually says on here what it is, Sovereign Rain. Let's look at that shade. we just keep on doing this. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Anyway, so then you put it together. And it was fun. It felt like a game. So you guys that want Pat McGrath quality, but you want Makeup Geek prices, go get Sydney Grace. Speaking of Christmas presents, I just realized this is also a Christmas present. This was sent to me by Marlene. She knows how much I love Lorac, and she sent me the Shine Bright eyeshadow palette. Look at these colors. I didn't think that there was another Lorac palette out there that interested me because I have quite a few. But this has such a variety of colors in here, and actually I am wearing this today. I have fizz all over, that's this one here. I have fizz all over my lid. I have light brown, mahogany. Actually, I went into a different palette for the black on the outer corner, but this is so gorgeous. I like shadows that go on exactly the way they swatch, and Lorac is that way. For me, I think that these are just so good. Look, I'm just gonna lightly touch 3 of these. And like I said, what I love about this is it goes on your eye with a brush exactly the same way it's swatched, and I love that about Lorac. You either love or you really don't like Lorac. When you use these, you got to treat it ABH-ish. Okay, and if you love ABH shadows, you know what I'm talking about. You can't just come in here and go like that to a Lorac shadow. It's gonna have so much fallout and dust, and you can't do that. When you're gonna use a Lorac shadow, treat it like it's ABH and just come in here and tap and then go in, okay? There will be some fallout with Lorac shadows, just like there are ABH, but if you appreciate really good pigmentation, I don't think you're gonna go wrong with this. It's got a little something for everybody, and I'm gonna come back to this in just a few minutes when I talk about something else. Ta-da! It's the new Nude Huda palette. Okay, so here we go. We got another toy. Like I said the last time when I reviewed another one of her palettes, it's the only eyeshadow palette that comes with a toy. Just like the Desert Dusk palette, exactly the same size. I like that it has this written on here. Here it is, I'll just show you the two together. They're like 2 volumes of books, right? I love this size. It's got good feel to it. It's got a wonderful mirror. I love that you can pull it back here. I mean, it doesn't flop back there real easy, but it won't tear up. I think this is just a little extra, you know? I mean, a lot of people will have the plastic insert that goes in there. I usually throw them away, even if they're heavy duty. I don't want, it's cumbersome, I don't want it in my way, but I don't throw away the Huda ones because I think they're beautiful and I love it in there. Well, I have heard so many people talk about this palette, and to the point I was practically sick of it. I did not buy this palette initially. I was so sick of hearing about this palette. Everybody that I saw was saying, this is the best palette that Huda has ever put out. And I didn't go for it. Instead, I went Dominique Cosmetics and I got the Berries and Cream. And that went right back. Okay, that palette was beautiful to look at. But every time I used it, I had so much microscopic fallout all over my face, and it wouldn't stay on my eyes, and I just felt like that was too much work, and I took that palette back. And then I paid extra to get this. When I was in the store, I got to touch what was left of these shades. I mean, because everybody had been in them. So I'm sure you know this one, this one, this one, and this one. Everybody talks about these, and they do. They feel magnificent. They pull off. These are just absolutely gorgeous. And I just barely tapped those. So, you know, if I had actually gone in and swatched it, then you would have seen it much more. And I do like that one the best. And then it has 2 glitter shades in it. This here, as you know, is not an eyeshadow. It's a concealer, so you can do cut creases or what have you with it. A lot of these shades will surprise you. Like this shade here, it looks like it's a light brown, but it has this mauve undertone to it. It's a great palette and I love it. The formulation is spot on. It looks really good on. I find myself doing the same look over and over with this palette though. And I think it's because so many of the shades are in the same kind of family. So let me examine this for just a second. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have 18 shades in here, 17 shades in here, 16 shades in here. Because I ain't going to use these two glitters. I'm just not. Even though I feel like they're actually hold together better than the Desert Dust palette, I'm not going to put these glitter on my face. Okay, I'm not going to say never. Very rarely would I put this glitter on my face. So take those out. Now we have 16 shadow. Take this out because that's not an eyeshadow, and we have 15 shadow. Really, I've got about 15 shadows in this palette to play with, and I keep doing the same kind of look with it. I give this palette a thumbs up, but if you are like me, then you would appreciate this palette more. I like this one better than this one. But if I'm going to set these down on my vanity and pick up one, even though everybody in the world is saying it's this one, I still say it's this one. This, I look down and I see so many looks I can do with. I'm thrilled that I have both of these, but this one is the one I still love the most. I'm going to classify these three as one. Why, you may say? Because I took the Born to Run back. What? So now, hang on, let me get something to block you guys. I know you guys are gonna be like, what? That's the best palette ever. When Born to Run first came out, you guys might remember the day it was due in the store, I had my happy butt over at the Sephora saying, I know it's in the back, please go get it. They brought it out and everybody was oohing and ahhing as I went through and swatched. And then I thought about it for a second and I went, you know, I don't think there's anything in here that I can't do bout. And time went by, and time went by, and time went by, and everybody was acquiring the Born to Run palette. And I'm still not interested in the palette. It has all these different colors in it. You can do all the, I mean, it truly does have just about any kind of a look you'd want to do. Purples, greens, blues, it's all there. Pinks, it's all there, right? But I still didn't want that palette. At Christmas time, though, I acquired the palette. And I did a couple of looks with it, but actually 6. I did 6 looks with it. And I thought, it just doesn't measure up to this for me. When I look at this, I see a lot of the shades that were in the Born to Run that I loved. For instance, these down here, these blues and greens, I felt like were similar to the ones in the Born to Run, and I sure like this formula better. So for me, if I own this, why do I need the Born to Run? But I held on to it anyway, and I just kept trying. And then something happened. I bought this palette for a girlfriend. And because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't broke before I sent it to her, because I was sending her other things, I popped the baby open and I thought, ooh. And then I thought, no, don't do it, because you've bought a lot of Urban Decay eyeshadows before and you're not interested in them. Once you own them, you don't use them. You don't reach for them. And I thought, yeah, but look at that blue. That's so pretty. You do like it when Urban Decay does blue, and you love it when they do green. And so I went ahead and I purchased it for myself. This, to me, is a better formula than the Born to Run. I swear to you, unless there was something wrong with my Born to Run palette, these are a better formula. My Born to Run palette felt gritty and dry, and when I would blend the shades, they kind of muddied together. Not so here. This shade here, Switchback, amazing on its own. I mean, these feel great. See, this is more like a topper kind of shade, but it looks great on its own too. So you could put this one like that and wear it all by itself, or you could top it with switchback and totally take this to another level. Oh, see, here it is by itself. And I thought, you know what? Take the Born to Run back and pick up the other two. So I went over and I picked up this one, and I intended to pick up the purple one too, but they didn't have it. Not at either Sephora, not at the Ulta. And I thought, what is going on? That must be a fabulous palette because it keeps selling out everywhere. And everybody that I talked to was like, no, we don't have it. No, we don't have it. No, not even in the back. No, we don't have it. I'm like, what is going on with that palette? Well, I found out what was going on with the palette was Urban Decay. It wasn't that it sold out. Urban Decay never sent the purple one to our area. But Urban Decay was at fault. It wasn't selling out. So I grabbed this one. This one's called Shortcut. So here's Shortcut and Detour. Both exceptionally beautiful, exceptional quality. Love both of these. And the other day I picked up this one. Now I wish I'd have kept the outer boxes for the other two because I love the outer boxes. They're so beautiful. And I love this raised design, and I just really like it. But this is the only one I kept the outer one to because I'm an idiot. But so here's the third one, and this one is called Bailout. This shade here, oh my gosh, this is called Pickup. You will get that everywhere if you don't use a glitter glue. But like here is Vice, and then if you put Pickup, there's Vice on its own, and you put Pickup over it. But I don't like this one as well as I like these. I know, right? Because this is purples. You would think I would. Ironically, the shades I like in here are not the purple ones. These three palettes, for me, are winners from Urban Decay. And I know you guys are probably shaking your head and going, make up your mind, woman. Because I just said not too long ago that Urban Decay was not that great for me in the shadow department. These changed my mind. These are wonderful. I love these so much. And I love little palettes because this is so easy. To me, this is so easy. Pick this up and just go. I'm not sitting there looking at the palette all day trying to figure out what do I want to do. Now, I will warn you about these palettes. I have tore my Detour palette up. See? The Born to Run is very nice in that you can flip it all the way back. I love that. And while these are cute, don't do that. I did that and flipped this sucker back, and look what I did. I tore its cardboard. You can't do it with these. It would have been nicer if it was like the Lorac Matte Pro, and you could have just flipped that over, because see, I can hold this in my hand. And that's what I love so much about this little dinky palette is that I mean, I love these shades. I've got similar shades in the big Pro palette, but I can hold this in my hand so easy like that. It would have been nice if Urban Decay had made this flop over the way the Born to Run does, so you could hold it in your hand like that. In order, which ones do I like the most? I bet you're going to think that Detour is my favorite because you guys know how much I love blue. I love blue, I love green. But this one isn't my favorite one. This is number 2. My favorite one is this one, Shortcut. I love Shortcut. I love these warm shades, and I can pop out a look so easy. And Zone is the glittery shade in here, but don't think that Sin isn't beautiful, because it is. Don't discount this shade here, which is a purpley, it's called After Hours. Don't think that one isn't a gorgeous shade. It's somewhere between a purple and a pewter. It's really, really pretty. And Sin is so pretty to just lay over the lid. It's so subtle, and yet it's got that little, I see you. You're there, I see you. But if you really want to get down, Zone will take you there. But I would suggest that you use a glitter glue or NYX pigment primer underneath there. But layer them. You can layer these. Layer Take Gash. There's Gash right there. Take Gash and layer Zone on top of it. And oh, what? That's it right there. So it's so pretty, so pretty. So that's all I got to say about that. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscription button and give me a big thumbs up and hit the bell. Okay, that'll make my day. I'd love for you to make my day. Also, I want you to comment down below. Do you have any of these palettes? Are your opinions the same as mine? Do you disagree with me? Huh? Do ya? It's okay if you do. I can take it. I got my big girl panties on. Let me know below. What do you think of these palettes? Are you going to pick any of them up? Do you already own them? Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm really interested to know. I hope that you guys know that you're the best part of the Fritzy family. If you're not having a blessed day, please go out and be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya, bye, and I'm out.
I am not even... Hi! There's a mirror on here. I'm looking at myself. Hi there, Mary. You could use some powder. Very pigmented. Here's two right here. What? Oh, I gave myself a cramp. Cramp, arm cramp, arm cramp. Don't bend your hand like that. Just like the Desert Storm. No, that wasn't called Desert Storm. What was that called? Desert Dusk. I didn't go. Excuse me. While I was in the store, I touched this. And then I immediately Purelled my hands. Why? Because it has a better toy. I am Huda. I'm Huda. Look, I'm Huda. Here we go, baby wipe number 734. Sin is so wonderful. I'm sure God would not agree with that statement, because we should not be sinning. Well, we're not going to be able to not sin, but, you know, we shouldn't favor sin. But in this palette, I favor sin. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! They're all over the place. What? Here, Lorac, you're not supposed to be playing with Urban Decay. Who knows what kind of madness? Lorac, get away from Urban Decay. This Lorac palette was on the run with this. You guys, you cannot be playing together. Nice things don't happen. Or do they? Love you, see ya. Bye! What was this? Bye!